So this is going to be a very different type of video. I usually like to record when I am feeling inspired, when I'm feeling motivated, and I am not feeling that right now. So this is definitely a weaker type of video. I literally have pulled over. I was driving home. Forgot how dark it is. Jesus Christ. And it's used lighting. Hopefully y'all can still see me. But I had to figure this all out, and thought, what a better way than to record and talk about it. So I'm feeling really discouraged today, primarily because it's post day, and everyone who's actively involved in my life knows that post days are depressing for me. You would think it would be the opposite, but I have been searching for this exposure and this acceptance that just seems so far-fetched. But it's kind of, this video is going to kind of be joined with two different thoughts. One about, building of a platform and the ups and downs that you go through behind that. And then financial intelligence. I have been trying to make sure that I make smart choices when it comes to what I invest in. And I think it's important to talk to any creative about the dangers of investing in the wrong thing, or feeling like maybe you shouldn't do certain transactions. So on post days, I tend to get very, very down, walking in faith and praying every day. I'll start with that. It is very hard as a creator to not be your worst critic. And you end up wanting to give up. You want to give up because your peers or people who are actively involved in your life, or even just a community that doesn't even exist yet, you just feel like you're not reaching. Hit me and I'm like, what exactly do you want? Like, what exactly is the message? Or not the message, what exactly are you trying to get from all of this? Is it monetary gain, or is it truly reaching certain souls and, helping them through difficult times? And while watching, other YouTubers or people with, a social media platform, a strong social media platform, grow, it's hard when you work hard and editing and doing certain things, and that might not be on the same lines as things that you're talking about, get a lot more exposure and response than your video. It's nothing worse than posting and like hitting that publish button, and then all day you're checking back and forth to end your day with like 3 views. And it really does get discouraging, only because you want your message to get out there and you want to be impactful. And to be honest, you want the exposure. You want people to know who you are, what you're talking about, and you want to be a household name. So I battle with that a lot. I battle with, wanting to have the Genuine Gemini be a household name, and because it's not happening fast enough, getting a little irritated, and devaluing myself a lot behind that. And then it comes to a point to where it's like, well, what are you doing that is wrong? Are you not promoting yourself the right way? Are you not using the right hashtags? Are you not posting at the correct times? And I'm doing all this research, and it just makes you end up saying, what am I doing all this for? And then that brings me to the financial aspect of it. So, being single, it's a lot easier now to do a lot of these different things than it would be having a family. And, I have a household that I take care of. And I take care of a lot of different things outside of my own household. But it's easier to make some, financial moves and invest differently than others would. But sometimes I'm very nervous about what I want to invest in. And because I'm queen frugal, I tend to, shy away from doing the, okay, let me just go and buy it because that's just what's gonna make things work. I don't want that. I really want just to have my story be told, and like I said, to be a household name without the public form of it, if that makes sense. So it boggles my mind sometimes, because I'm like, you're confusing yourself, you know, you're contradicting exactly what you're saying. You're saying on one end that you don't want the exposure, that you just want to know that you're healing someone and making somebody, you know, go through an experience a bit easier than you did. And then on the flip side of that, you're like, oh my God, but you only have 3 people that are watching your videos. How are you reaching and teaching anybody? So I really wanted to encourage anybody that has ever struggled with deciding if they want to invest in themselves. You know, right now I'm in, you know, a very blessed position to where I can make a lot of these different choices and say, okay, I'm going to get a new computer. I'm going to pay these, you know, social media famous people to promote my stuff. But to me, it's so hard because I want to know if it's even all worth it. If my message is even that strong enough to make investing that amount of money, because it adds up. And constantly doing that can really have you feeling depleted. It can really make you feel low. So I asked myself today, where is anxiety coming from? You know, what is it going to take for you not to feel this way every time you post a video? Because then you're being a fraud. You know, you're promoting this genuine Gemini person that's so strong and that's so, you know, positive, and let's not worry about the outside stuff. Let's work on all this internal stuff. But internally, girl, you messed up. So I really was battling with, do you proceed? And it overwhelmed me. It really overwhelmed me because my heart is telling me there's a reason why you're in a position now to do the things that you're doing. There's a reason why God gave you a story to tell. I pulled over and I said to myself, you've got to get your mind right, and you have got to figure out what's going to be the happy medium for you. Bills are paid, things are, you know, all together. My life is still being lived. However, I still feel like, I don't want to keep dropping this money on something that isn't going to go anywhere. And so, any creatives that's out there, please let me know in the comments below, what are some of the things that you do to avoid that? And even if you're not a creative, what do you do to stop yourself from standing in your own way, pretty much? Because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I am standing in my own way. There's so many things that I could buy, that I could do to make these videos better and to give great, you know, content and better quality, but it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. It reminds me of the time when I was with my ex-husband and he wanted to start his own clothing line, and he would design. He was so good at figuring out different logos, but I watched that man block his own blessing behind being discouraged. You know, I would say, let's do this, let's do that, and I was at that point very willing to invest in his dream. But he would see certain things and be like, it's not good enough. That's not good enough. I see this person doing that and I'm not there yet. I need to work, you know, more on my craft. So it's funny, I was so encouraging, or at least I thought I was, to him. And, you know, no, we gotta keep pushing. We could do it. And let's sit down. Let's organize our thoughts. Let's put all this stuff together. And now here I am, you know, doing the same thing. You know, walking myself away from a blessing. Obviously, I prayed, but I also asked some of the things that you would want to tell somebody. And I guess, in essence, it would be just to slow down. I've said that so many times, but really not continuously think that you're going to be an overnight success. You know, I got to put in this work, right? And so I feel that I'm willing and able to put in the work, but I also feel like maybe my timing is off, and maybe the stuff that I talk about, the things that I want to say, the things that I want to do are not going to be received well. And then it reminds me of what my manager told me. Like, you have a great concept. And the one thing that you told me, and this is me talking to him, that stood out to him, I guess, was the fact that I said, all I want to do is just be able to reach one person, right? Like every video, if one person has been impacted and if one person was impacted behind it, or one person was able to start a healing process, then my job was done. And I really got to stick to that and start taking my own advice, because I listen to myself, I hear myself, but sometimes I don't pay attention to the things that I need to pay attention to. So if you have the money, invest in the right things and not try to do everything at once, because that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna hire this person, and I can do that, and I'm gonna have this extravagant photo shoot, then I'm gonna throw this party, and it's like, you're gonna walk your way into a depression because you're trying to do too much. And I think I talked about that. It's all about a juggling act. But I really am discouraged right now, and I'm trying my best to push through this day of being discouraged. And I want it all to matter. I want it all to be worth something in the end, and I feel it in the back of my mind. I know it's very hurtful when you don't see the support that you want from people within your age group, or just in general. I reached out to a YouTuber, Ceedotcee. I love her, and we had a conversation, and she was very honest about my content. And one of the things she said was, while you might not feel like it's interesting, it is, but everybody's not checking for what you're talking about right now. So you have to work twice as hard to make an impact. They don't want to deal with emotions. The lighter stuff is what people are looking for right now. So you got to find your audience. So I'm just in this weird in-between stage. While I love to create and I haven't been as consistent as I need to be, I am definitely going to continue. And so I just wanted to drop in real quick and encourage anybody who has also felt a little overwhelmed and unsure if they're making the right financial choices when it comes to them. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself wisely, and invest in yourself to the point that you're comfortable. Until I hear him say move, I'm going to kind of sit still. And while I'm still going to work and, follow my faith, I'm gonna take my time. And hey, if that means, 4 or 5 years from now, people finally gonna know who the genuine Gemini is, that's what that means. But I guess I'm talking myself out of giving up, and you guys are helping me. So again, if you felt this way before, if you've been put in a position to where you are unsure about the financial aspect of building your business, or if you just overall don't feel that confident in your content, take a deep breath and keep going. Keep going. Sorry for this lighting. It's like I said, I just literally was in my thoughts driving home in silence, and definitely said it'll be therapeutic for me to record this. My life has changed so dramatically too. Like, everything now is a video. Everything. Oh my God, that'll be a good video. Wow, I want to talk about that for my channel. So, and it's fun. It's fun, and it's definitely healing, because it's giving me a bigger voice than I already had. And baby, did I have a big voice. So, God bless you all. Keep pushing. And remember to be loved.